Hello class, my name is David Braun. I'm here to inform you about an Air Force Airman, William Pitsenbarger's bravery that saved many lives during the Vietnam War. I will talk about his life before he entered the Air Force. I'll touch on his career within the Air Force and his final mission that led to his death. First, I'll explain a little bit about Pitsenbarger's family background. He was born on July 8, 1944, in a town that celebrated many of its veterans. His family had a long history of military service. His family has fought and died for his country for over 200 years. His father, Frank, served in the Navy during World War II. Williams had talked to his parents about joining the Green Berets, but they refused to give him permission because he was only 17 and he hadn't graduated school yet. So they encouraged him to stay in school for one more year. In the spring of 1962, Williams graduated high school. He continued to work as a stocker boy in a local supermarket. During this time, an Air Force recruiter caught his attention. And then on the last day of the year, Williams broke the news to his parents that he joined the Air Force and soon would be boarding a train to begin his basic training. Now that you know a little bit about William before he joined the Air Force, I'll talk about some of the things he did in his Air Force career before and during his tour in Vietnam. He entered basic training in the year of 1962 at Lackland Air Force Base. Immediately after basic training, he volunteered and was selected for pararescue duty. They first sent him to survival school, the most stressful training program within the Air Force. After graduating, he attended a 3-week Army jump school. Then he attended a rescue survival technician medical course at Gunner Air Force Base. He graduated and continued on to naval school, where he qualified as a naval scuba diver. After completing his final leg of training, he reported to his first duty station, Hamilton Air Force Base, California. Now, one of his first missions, he and another PJ were dispatched to find 2 lost hunters in the mountains. When they found them, the hunters were cornered by a bear. Williams decided to jump out with all his courage, charged the bear, yelling, and the bear just scattered off and ran away. Well, the 2 hunters were saved that night. But shortly after this, he received orders to Japan. He decided to turn them down because he knew his calling was Vietnam. He knew he needed more there than in Japan. He arrived in Vietnam in August of 1965. During his 275 days in Vietnam, he flew more than 300 rescue missions over the jungles of Vietnam. One of these missions was to rescue a wounded South Vietnamese soldier that had walked into a minefield while fighting a fire. The man had lost his foot and was trapped inside the minefield. Williams volunteered to be lowered down upside down to save this young man. For this act, he was awarded the Airman's Medal. These acts of bravery wouldn't be the last acts from him, but his life would come to an end during his last mission. On April 11, 1966, Charlie Company stumbled onto a group of North Vietnamese that were heavily outnumbered, fighting an enemy hidden within the tree lines. The crew that William was on was struggling to airlift the injured up from the ground. At that time, William decided to volunteer to be lowered to the ground to aid and speed up the process of loading the injured up. But at this time, his crew members were getting fired on by sniper fire, and at this time, Williams decided to wave them on to safety. While remaining on the ground, he treated all the wounded. He redistributed ammunition and from the dead to the people that could still fight the fight. and he returned fire himself. Less than 4 hours later, after saving many lives, the 21-year-old airman was shot four times and died on the battlefield. He was initially nominated for the Medal of Honor, but instead was awarded the Air Force Cross. He was the first enlisted person to receive the Air Force Cross medal. He received that award in 1966. A campaign was initiated later to review this award and was later upgraded to the Medal of Honor. His Medal of Honor was presented to his father on December 2000. Perhaps Bill Pitsenbarger was a product of his own environment. His upbringing in a town where people answered the call of duty frequently and without hesitation. Perhaps bravery was in his blood when he wanted to join the service at an early age. His performance from day one in basic training to his first mission and last mission was all about service before self. Thank you.